Yesterday, Gareth Southgate named his England squad for the upcoming Euro 2024 qualifiers against Italy and Ukraine. Surprise, surprise. He did include Brentford's Ivan Toney. Why is that a surprise? Well, in respect to the fact that there is an impending disciplinary hearing with the FA regarding Toney for alleged breaching of betting rules. He's facing 262 charges from an FA investigation covering the period between February 2017, January 2021, in which he's admitted to some of the offences, challenging others. This was Southgate on why he included him.
I don't know if anything has or hasn't been accepted, but there's been no trial as far as I'm aware, and he's available and playing for his club. He's the second highest scorer Englishman in the Premier League, and his all-round game's good. So for me, it was a pretty straightforward decision.
Now, before we get to Martin on this, did you not U-turn a bit in this, Simon, the other day, saying that, well, maybe he shouldn't be playing for Brentford at this time? So if that's the case, should he be playing for England?
What I said was, when you think about it logically, if indeed the reporting is correct, if that's to be assumed, that he has already copped certain charges, then there is no need to go and prove the level of guilt. You've already have some guilt. So there is an idea and a sentiment that perhaps he should be banned.
Yeah.
Now, my original position was you include the entire bunch of charges. If he's disputing them all, then of course he's got to be innocent until proven guilty. But if he's already pled guilty by the nature of admitting some of these charges, then he's already in front of a situation.
Martin, that's a matter of fact, what Simon's alluding to. He's admitted some of them. If you were Southgate, would you have included him?
Well, I think Simon has a point there, because he's admitted some of them. If that's the case, let me put this on. I'm Simon's manager at Crystal Palace. The same event has taken place, and I've been brought into the room by Simon. What would you say? What would your thoughts be in this one? What would you say to me as the manager? You're take the responsibility.
What do you want to do?
I'd want to know your viewpoint on it.
I'd say, what do you want to do? He's your player. He plays for you.
Right.
You work for me. What do you want to do?
All right. Would you have said that?
Absolutely. Well, you asked me.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got this thing on the betting rules. I think that they are really far-reaching.
Draconian.
Pardon?
Draconian.
They are, honestly, really far-reaching in the sense that a footballer cannot have a bet in any football match throughout the world. That's kind of strange. If you're betting against your own team, I mean, that's a criminal offence at the end of it. And I'll go back.
In the interest of making it clear, though,
Yes.
Martin, every footballer in the land knows you can't bet.
Yeah.
It's that simple. There's no grey area here. You can't bet.
Yeah.
It would be wrong to be the other way. You can actually bet, but just not in your own team. Because if you bet in your own team, I mean, where would that lead us? You can't bet. Toney knew that.
Okay. I would go back to Simon's point. If he said to me, what do you want to do? And I said, if he has admitted some of these here, there had to be some sort of punishment.
Right.
But I wouldn't be the punishing person.
No, I know.
And neither would you. The FA would be the punishing person. Yeah. And if they can't find their backsides with both hands in a funnel and take 9 months to bring charges against somebody, it wouldn't be my job to speed that process up. Mm-hmm. I would be admonishing the FA and saying to them very quickly into the equation, are you going to deal with my player or aren't you? Because really, I don't want this hanging around. I don't want it drifting through the media. I don't want it turned into a 4-act play like it's turning into a 4-act play.
Yeah.
I will make sure that my player behaves properly and doesn't make it a 4-act play.
If it was at your club, would you drop him? Is that what you're saying? No. I mean, look at it from Southgate's point of view, Martin. Toney's pulling up trees on the pitch for Brentford. Thomas Frank loves what he's doing. So Southgate, quite rightly, at international levels, tapping into that.
No, Simon's point is absolutely correct. Listen, here, someone else's responsibility, if that's the case, and until that has been resolved, until it's happened, I would pick him.
If you were Southgate, you'd pick him?
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so Gareth's absolutely right in doing it.
I would pick
him in there.
Yeah.
Why? Because the boy's showing he's unaffected while he's playing?
Yeah, well, I think you take that chance. You never know what's going on in people's minds. But at the end of it all, if he deserves to be in the side and you're picking him on merit, go with it. The other thing has not been resolved.
Okay, he goes with it. So he goes with Toney. You're giving that the thumbs up.
I'm glad he's done it, quite frankly. I'm glad Gareth Southgate's done it because I'm tired of this pontificating and moralising about other people's businesses. And for once, we make it about football. This is a football decision. Until someone charges Ivan Toney and exacts a punishment upon him, he's available for his club, he's available for his country. In the same way that Carl Walker and his challenges and travails in the past have not excluded him from selection, in the same way that Harry Maguire's challenges and travails in the past have not excluded him from selection, we pick the footballers. I know we want to make them all into role models. I know that part and parcel of the responsibility is to set some form of example. But this is a football-related decision. He will have the consequences of his behaviour when those that are supposed to be judging him, his peers supposedly, get their backsides in gear.
Yeah, but be honest with me this morning, Simon. Had Gareth Southgate not picked Toney yesterday,
I would have said it was.
Would you have said this morning? Well, he's got to leave him out because he's got to be seen to uphold standards.
I'm surprised he did, and I'm glad he did, because ultimately one of my big accusations is that he's an FA man that toes the line and does precisely what the FA tell him to do, and that's half the reason why he got the job. Now here we are now, where he's saying potentially, listen, you've got to do your bit over there, FA. That's your job. You're the de facto regulator, laughably. But here I am. I'm the England manager, so my job is to pick the best players. And if you tell me I can't, well, then I'll have that conversation with you. And clearly, it's either not been had, or he has enough juice inside the FA to say, I'll pick who I please.
Yeah. Okay, so Toney's in. If he gets a chance to play against either Italy or Ukraine, let's see what he can do.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.